This story opens in Paluma royal capital, where humans abused the demi-humans, but our man of guts named Banaza treated them very well. He asked them to get their dinner and tried to pay them, but the demi-humans were trying to refuse, and Quinn came. He paid them and started talking with her, and he was asking her why demi-humans were so low ranked, and she said it was very common there, so he didn't have to be worried. And he suddenly disappeared, because he was summoned to another world. He was in the kingdom of Clyrode, and the summoner introduced himself to Banaza and told him that they were in time of need because they were about to be attacked by the demon king's army. He asked to place his hands on the magic ball, and when the results appeared, everyone was disappointed because his ranks were very low. He also said he was a merchant, so they didn't have to get their hopes up. Suddenly he noticed a golden-haired man who was a hero who was also summoned and got powers. Everyone was praising him. Bonanza was left alone, and the king introduced his hero to the public, and our man was worried about what he'd do now. He was thrown into a carriage and thought that the king told him that the summoning ritual was only one-sided, so he couldn't go back, and he was allowed to live in the forest peacefully. He was going there and tried to ask the driver, who was demi-human, but he said he was prohibited from talking, and Banaza asked if he was a slave. But the demi-human said it was not the world he came from, all living beings had the same rights, so he didn't have to be worried. When Banaza tried to ask about the forest, the demi-human didn't reply to him, closed the window, and our man was sad about his world. Now they continued their journey, and after spending about 20 days they reached the forest, and the demi-human told him that it was dangerous, so he had to run away as soon as possible. He also gave him a magical pocket for his survival and left. Our man checked it and came to know what was inside. He took out his sword and suddenly saw some slimes. He thought they were harmless, but suddenly they attacked him, and he killed them with one attack. He got a notification of level up and got voice enhanced feature. He has many magical powers which he could use at one attempt. He was also informed that his pocket was spelt to attract the demons and his magic could remove it, and he removed it. The pocket was harmless now, and he tried to go into the forest but got the notification that it was harmful to go because inside was the smoke from demons, which was harmful to humans. He was informed that with his powers he could detoxify it, so a holy light removed all the bad smoke, and Banaza was shocked. His level was increased to a great number, and the first princess of Clyrode was arguing with the king because it was unfair to the man he had sent to the forest. It was the summoner's mistake to summon a low-power man, and it was unfair to send him to the most dangerous forest, but the king had no guilt at all. Suddenly the king was informed about the removal of smoke from the forest, and he thought it was done by a hero. But the informer told him that it happened where Banaza was sent, and it was very far. On the other side, our man was surprised to see the level he got and was unfamiliar with the sign showing his magical powers. But his magical capacity was also restored. He was worried about his living and got notification that he could change his gender. He turned into a girl and was amazed to see his body. He was lusty but changed into handsome. He thought of seeing the city and got the notification that he could use teleportation magic. He used it and got teleported. He found it very easy to use and thought of going back to his world, but it didn't work, so started walking in the city. He was thinking about the guild to get himself registered to earn money. He was thinking and got the directions. He reached there and told everything about himself to the guild person, but everything was a lie. She gave him his identity necklace and he was happy. He was looking around and suddenly noticed a little girl named Furnace who was asking everyone to take her to the forest because she needed something from there to heal someone. But no one was giving her attention, and Banaza went to her and agreed to take her, and she was happy. He told her about the teleportation magic, and everyone was shocked. They thought that a little man got mad, but he was sure about his power, and suddenly Bari came to him and said she knew that he was an abductor. Her girls Bellano, Birelli, and Blossom also called him dirty-minded, but he tried to clear the situation and they went aside for teleportation. He did it and they were surprised to be in the forest. Bellano was admired, and Bari apologized for her misbehavior, and Furnace was looking around for the smoke, but she didn't find it. Bonanza was about to tell them that he had purified it but got stopped by a notification, and Bari and her girls took out their weapons and pointed Furnace. They said they knew that she was a demon because of the news about a demon in the city who wanted to get food from humans in the city. Suddenly Furnace started transforming and everyone was shocked. Furnace introduced her real identity and said now she'd kill them, and her smoke was making the girls weak, and our hero went to Bari and tried to help her. Furnace attacked them, but he saved her and used his magic to teleport them. Furnace was shocked and happy at the same time because he was still there, and now he also decided to do something. Our hero started using his magical powers to stop Furnace, and she was trying her best to win, but he was a man of perfect timing, and he was stopping all of her attacks on time. He used gravity magic, and she was helpless. He asked for a recommendation, and he was suggested to make her slave, but he denied it. Furnace was trying to get free, and he was also disturbed to make a choice. Finally, she surrendered and asked to kill her, but he removed his magic. He said he didn't want to kill anyone because it didn't matter to him if she was a human or a demon. She found him very kind and transformed into human form. She was naked, and he got shy. He gave her the coat and asked her to cover herself. She fainted, and he came to know because she had used a lot of her magic power. Now he was sitting and was thinking about Fenris and why he got such magical powers in this world. She also woke up and looked around. She got dressed and came out. He was happy to see her, and she asked if he had done healing magic on her, and she started praising him. She asked him to be her master because she found him very kind, and he tried to refuse, but she blackmailed him that she would kill herself if he'd never took her with him. So, he agreed and she was happy. He told her that he was summoned to this world from another world, and he was discarded there because they found him useless, and it was rough to live with him because he had nowhere to live. He also showed his real face, and she said she was fine with his reality and still wanted to be with him, and she jumped on him. On the other side, the hero was summoned by the king, and the king asked about the battle. He said his army was useless and had no skills to fight demonic bears and left in anger. The king asked his soldier about it, and the soldier informed him that the hero was a liar. He didn't participate in the battle and ran away by ordering the soldiers, and the king was worried. The hero was stressed because his skills were not enhanced at all after doing a lot of exercise, and suddenly Tsuya came to him, and he got lusty, and they went to get the fruit. Now Furnace and Banaza were going, and he was thinking about getting a job, and she was excited to accompany him. Suddenly a keeper called her wife, and he said it was fine if she was happy to pretend that she was his wife. The girl had the wrong idea, and she was excited to pretend to be his wife. Now they went to the guild, and she got her identity, and he named her a new name. She also told him about a ritual of sharing the bones of hunted animals to get a strong relationship. She was talking with him, and suddenly the guild girl announced a job to kill the demonic bears, and everyone was stressed. Our girl was sure that Banaza would kill them and asked to do this job, but he refused. He thought he was weak because he was also not able to kill the bears, but she said she could kill the bears, and they went there. They decided to live in a house and suddenly heard a scream. They ran there, and Bari with his girls was in danger. A bear was about to attack Blossom, but our man saved her, and Furnace also killed a bear, and Bari was happy to see them. They talked a little, and he introduced Furnace with a fake identity, and she got disappointed because he didn't call her wife. Suddenly a bear was about to attack her, but when she turned, he stopped and surrendered. Banaza and Furnace started talking about it, and she wanted to make it a pet, and he also had no issues with that. But Bari and her friends were shocked to see their fearless behavior. He used a spell that prevented him from getting wild and also transformed him into a little cute rabbit. Now they went home, and the girls introduced themselves to him in a proper way and told him that the hero had locked himself in a room because he wanted a strong army for the battle. She asked him to teach them about fighting, and he was about to say yes, but Furnace was very angry. So firstly, he told them that she was his wife, and she was very happy. The world was complete for him, and she allowed him to teach them, and they asked to stay with them, and Furnace also allowed them. She said she could share a bed with his husband, and he was stressed. On the other side, Eulimenes informed her master about the one who had purified the forest, and he told her to capture him at any cost because he was a great threat to him. Now the next morning when he woke up, Faris was there, and he was shocked to see her. He remembered that last night she offered him to sleep with her, but he refused. He asked to sleep in the hall, but she said the girls would come to know that they were lying, and he slept in the same room. Now she asked to help him in changing clothes, and suddenly Bari came in and got the wrong idea and left. Now Bari was in front of a monster for practice but started running. Same with other girls, they wanted to get stronger, so they had to fight with monsters, but they still had a long way to go. Now the girls got a new room which was very amazing for them, and they thanked Banaza, and Furnace told them that the meal was ready, but it was uncooked meat, and everyone was shocked. Banaza and Bari removed it and cooked a delicious meal. Everyone started eating and they were amazed. Furnace was angry, but on his saying when she ate it she was also surprised because it was very delicious, and Bari was happy because Furnace liked it. But Furnace also promised to treat them with a mouth-watering meal as a thank. Now in the guild everyone was shocked to see such monsters, and they were starting at our man. Furnace asked for a leave because she had something to do, and he allowed her. Suddenly a man came to him and asked for a minute, and he told her to complete her work. She wanted to get a cooking class, and he started talking with the man. He offered him to join the royal army and he'd become a knight. It was an amazing offer, but he refused because he doesn't like to kill without any serious thinking. He came out and she came in a terrible condition. He asked what happened, and she started thinking that she was very confident about her skills. But cooking was not something we can learn with power, it was a time-taking process to learn, and she had created a lot of mess. On the other side, the hero was also informed about Banaza, and he wanted to make him a guard and sended a proposal, but our man refused him as usual. Furnace was angry because they had disturbed them, and Blossom was doing very well in the fields, and Burrell was also trying her best. Bonanza gave a ring to Bellano which would increase her powers and left. She tried to wear it in the ring finger, but our lady guard came and stopped her. Bari also asked for help, but Furnace ruined her plan and told her to stay away from her husband. Someone was keeping an eye at them. At home, Furnace served them an amazing meal and everyone was shocked to see such a progress, and she told them that she was taking classes when he was busy with his guild works, and she also made a special dish for him, and he liked him. Eulimenes was keeping an eye at them and Furnace took her inside and served her tea. They started talking and our girl told her that she got married and was happy. Eulimenes tried to examine our man but didn't find anything about him. She told them that she was looking around to check who did the purification and he said he was the one. She suddenly yelled and said Furnace, that means he was the one who killed her brother. But Furnace was fine with that because she knew it already. She said it was her brother's fault because he was weak and she was happy with her husband. Barian girls also had heard their talk and was stressed. Eulimenes asked for a battle, and he agreed. They started the battle, but he stopped her attacks and she surrendered. The next day he apologized Barian girls about their lie and the girls said they had no issue if Furnace was a demon or anything, and suddenly Furnace felt something. They went out and Eulimenes was about to attack with dragons and our man got excited because he had seen dragons for the first time. But he used his magic and killed all the dragons and Eulimenes ran away. Blossom also wanted to do adventure, so he asked to throw her axe and he enhanced it with his magic and killed the dragon. Other girls also wanted to do something like that, and the Demon King got angry and decided to attack. What do you think would happen next? Subscribe to our channel and leave us with your feedback in the comments section.